Shalom. First and foremost, want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS that rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to all the brothers out there pushing His word of sincerity and the truth. Shalom to the brothers, sisters, and children that they're keeping His word of sincerity and the truth. Okay, I just wanted to go into a lesson off of this YouTube video that the brother uploaded during these last days entitled "Appreciation Towards Your Husband or Your Man Improves His Health." You need to learn this ASAP, and it's primarily going to the women, because it's both scientifically proven, which the brother's gonna have it on Google, where he looked it up, but then also too is in the scriptures that a woman that actually loves her husband and shows that appreciation for her husband, it improves his health, and it can lead to him living longer. All of this is designed by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah to keep, basically keep everything. That's how life is. That's a pro-life move. For lack of better terminology, that's a pro-life. That's all for pro-life. A woman in her position, because that's where a woman's happiness comes from, by making her man happy. By making her man happy, he would be more encouraged to continue to provide for his family, but not only just provide for his family, but to seek Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, so that the Lord can continue to take care of the whole unit, and seek to please the Lord. And it's all to further life, because by now we all understand when we do the things that's pleasing to the Lord, He's gonna come through for us in major ways that we could never imagine. But when we do things that don't please the Lord and make Him mad, it makes the Lord want to bring that harsh, it's not harsh, it's justified. It just seems harsh to us because we experiencing it, but it makes Him want to bring that judgment on us because of our disobedience and our lack of understanding His plan and His will, what He was trying to establish on the earth to begin with. So I'm going to play this short video, and I'm going to get a couple scriptures. The Lord will edify.
We're thriving.
And you can read the side as well. But also pay attention to what she's saying.
Because of you. Like, I'm able to get a new phone because of you. I'm able to go get my eyes tested and get new glasses tomorrow because of you. I'm able to have somebody come in here and clean because of you. I'm able to make a meal for not just our family, but Crystal and Brad because of you. Like, you're not just keeping us afloat, you're thriving us. And I appreciate you so much. Like, the way you lavish your love on us is insane. Like, you take such good care of us. You are such an incredible provider. And I don't just mean financially. Like, you're an incredible provider for our family. Like, I had expectations of what you were going to be like, and you have far surpassed them. Like, I am overwhelmed with what a great provider you are for our family. I am so blessed, and I'm so grateful that you're my husband. I just want you to know that. Okay?
Thanks.
I just love you so much.
I love you too.
All right, man. That's beautiful.
And
I don't know, what nationality. I don't know. She look like a Edomite. I don't know. You can't really tell. It don't matter though. It don't even matter, because it can come from one of the heathen nations. It still will make you feel good to see something like that, because that's really how it's supposed to be. And then just imagine when you see it coming from Israelites. That's how the Lord designed everything to be. So I'm gonna read the side heading that they got, the information. It's the AI overview. It says a man who feels appreciated by his woman experiences significant improvement. It says significant too. Significant improvement in his mental and physical health, including reduced stress, a stronger immune system, better sleep, and improved heart health. Appreciation boosts his self-esteem and well-being, which can lead to a more resilient and supportive relationship, lower blood pressure, and even a longer life expectancy. All of this is biblical. Psychological and emotional benefits. Boosted self-esteem and well-being. Feeling valued and recognized increase his sense of self-worth and confidence. It gives him more of like I said, increases his self-worth and confidence. So that's kind of like going along with his purpose of being a man and a husband. And like she was saying, he's such a great provider. Because men instinctively know that that's a part of our job, our duty, to provide. Just like women instinctively know that they are supposed to be nurturers, men instinctively know we are supposed to be providers. So to hear someone appreciate what you do, it increases your sense of self-worth and confidence. Even if you already have it built up as a man individually, you can have that inner strength to value yourself at a high level and have confidence. But it's just even more greater when your woman, and emphasis on your woman, because that's someone you're going to have an emotional bond and connection with. So it's even greater when your woman is the one who's appreciating you for it. It says reduce stress and anxiety. Positive interactions and feeling supported can lower levels of stress hormone cortisol. It says improve mental health. Appreciation combats feelings of loneliness and depression by providing emotional support and a sense of belonging. Right. And a lot of men do be getting depressed, especially from these women, which the scriptures talk about a bad wife or, having a woman who doesn't appreciate what you do. It really does lower your self-esteem, to a certain degree. And it does make you feel more depressed because this woman, no matter what you do, she always has something to complain about. That doesn't feel good, Increased happiness. Feeling loved and secure in a relationship contributes to a more optimistic outlook and overall happiness. So like he said, I'm going to put the physical health benefits. Stronger immune system, a strong support system, and reduced stress can help him less susceptible to illness and help him recover more quickly when he is sick. Better heart health. Being in a loving relationship is associated with lower blood pressure and a reduced risk of heart disease. And I'm pretty sure we all know a lot of men when they get older, especially with their wives, and their wives get older and she, be nagging him and getting on his nerves, that really be her killing him, not directly, but indirectly. Because all of that, especially at an older age, when a man, when he get older, he don't want to deal with nothing like that. A man wants peace, even when he's young, but more so when he's old, he wants peace. And if he ain't getting no peace, then he'd rather be gone than deal with that. Improve sleep quality. Reduce stress and anxiety from a secure relationship can lead to more restful sleep. Potential for a longer life. Studies have shown that men in supportive marriages have a lower risk of premature death compared to single or divorced men. It then supports gut health. Feeling love can positively influence the gut microbiome, which is linked to the digestion and immune functionality or function. So, as I said, all of this is in the scriptures. This is Sirach chapter 25, starting at verse 1. Matter of fact, I want to give Sirach 26 first, and then I'm going to go back to 25. And I'm going to get it in both translations, the GNT and the KJV. It's the GNT first. It says, the husband, Sirach 26 and 1, the husband of a good wife is a fortunate man. He will live twice as long because of her. A fine wife is a joy to her husband, and he can live out his years in peace. Like I just said, a man wants peace. And this is all what this woman was, what she was telling him was actively encouraging him. He was feeling that love and appreciation just from her words, because words are powerful. They try to tell you in the world, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt. Shit. There's let's get a real quick precept. As the scriptures say, Proverbs 18:21, death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. In the AMP, death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it and indulge in it will eat its fruit and bear the consequences of their words. Right. So it tells you right there that words carry power. And I'm going to read the next verse because I didn't even know that was coming up. Verse 22 in AMP. He who finds a true and faithful wife finds a good thing and obtains favor and approval from the Lord. It said that in Israel they used to ask a man who had married. It finds here a good wife. Okay. But yeah, I didn't even know that was going to be right there. But like I said, life and death is in the power of the tongue. See other translations, which they all say the same thing. Yeah, it all say the same thing. So let's go back. This is Sirach 26, starting back at verse 1. G and T. The husband of a good wife is a fortunate man. He will live twice as long because of her. A fine wife is a joy to her husband, and he can live out his years in peace. A good wife is among the precious blessings given to those who fear Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, which we just read in that Proverbs. Whether such men are rich or poor, they will be happy and always look cheerful because of that woman. That woman is doing her part and making sure that this man, mental, physical, psychological health is all intact by doing her part and showing her love and appreciation. Being a woman, being a feminine woman, that's what a real woman is. See, this world, they try to teach women being a real woman is being independent or you not being supportive or submissive to your man. That's being a demon. That's what being a demon is. Now, let's see. Let me go to Sirach 25. And let's go back to the KJV. I'm going to get verse 23 in Sirach 26 and 23. I think it was something else in here, though. Yeah, it is some more. I don't know. This version ain't getting all of the scriptures for whatever reason. It look like it's going to get the ones that I need, though. Let's see. Yeah, it should get the ones that I need. Let's see, 13 to... Where it cut off at? Okay, it should get it. All right, this is Sirach 26, starting at verse 13. A gracious wife is her husband's delight. Her abilities make him a stronger man. And we were just reading about some of the ways why how that can be, physical, psychological, mental health, all these things, this is how her abilities make him a stronger man. This is just some of the ways how her abilities make him a stronger man. A wife who doesn't talk too much is a gift from the Lord. Such restraint is admirable beyond words. And some women don't understand, just you being quiet, that's that's more than anything you can really do. Some in some cases, that's more than anything you can do physically. Just to be silent. because it's a known thing in this world that women talk too much. But that's even in the scriptures. Women talk too much. You talk too much. If you talk less, you will make men appreciate you more. And something so simple be hard for a lot of women to do. But talking less will make a man appreciate you more. And it'll make you more attractive. It makes you extremely attractive, actually, to talk less. Because now that's something that men look for. A woman who doesn't talk much. She talk when she's spoken to, and that doesn't mean like when you're around a man you don't say nothing at all. That just means like, because you with your man, y'all enjoy your time. Y'all, you joke, you because the Lord gave men and women all sorts of characteristics and talents. Some women are naturally funny. You might be able to make your man laugh, and he might like that. That doesn't mean you don't talk or don't do nothing. You enjoy your time with your man. You can be yourself, but it says a woman who doesn't talk too much. It didn't say a woman who doesn't speak. So just understanding the difference, and even more so understanding the limits, because you got to learn your man. So sometimes he might want you to not speak or whatever. But anyways, verse 15, a modest woman has endless charm. It is a quality too precious to measure. And that's what I was just saying. Just silence alone, that's a charm for a man, because you being quiet makes us, it makes you, really, that's all the way around. Because when a man is silent, when a man is quiet, he's mysterious. That attracts women, When he's silent, it makes them wonder about you. But for a woman to be silent, that's extremely attractive. For a man, it's extremely, extremely attractive. And it's not only just that, it says modest. So it's not even just talking about in like physically either, clothing. It's just modest in general. That goes into the characteristics of being modest. That it says it has endless charm. Let's see what it says in the KJV. It says a shamefaced and a faithful woman is a double grace. So shamefaced, she's not looking into every man's face. She's only focused on her man. And faithful meaning she's gonna be the ride or die. She got your back no matter what. She gonna support you in everything that you do and encourage you. It says it's a double grace, and her continent mind cannot be valued. That's something that you can't, because the scriptures tell you it's Proverbs, who can find a virtuous wife? A woman who's built like this, man, that's something that's extremely rare. And that's kind of crazy to say that a woman, or rather the perfect woman, is something so rare that you might not even ever find it. At least in this world. Because in the world to come, every Israelite woman is going to be built like this. Every single last one of them. From the greatest all the way to the least. Every single Israelite woman is going to be built like that. Every Israelite woman is going to be perfect. And she's going to be specifically catered for her husband. How it's supposed to be. It says the beauty of a good wife in her well-kept home is the noonday sun shining in the Lord's sky. And you can just think about the noonday sun. Just think about, cause you think about like a Saturday day, and it'd be, you might have an event you're going to. It'd be outside. It's summertime. It's not too hot, but everybody can be outside. It's a beautiful day, blue sky, white puffy clouds, and the sun is shining. The Lord compared the beauty of a good wife. It said in her well-kept home. Let's see what they say in the KJV. It says, as the sun when it arises in the high heaven, so is the beauty of a good wife in the ordering of her house. So a woman who's doing what she's supposed to do. She's taking care of the house. As a man, when he come home, the house is clean. That alone makes a man happy. Seeing his house clean, he come back to something comfortable. It's something that he doesn't have to do himself after going out in the work or in the world to handle the business in the world, and he come back home to a clean house, a cooked meal, a loving woman who's happy to see him and ready to serve him. The Lord said that he compared that to a very beautiful day outside. And when it's a beautiful day, you just think about, you wake up in the morning, the sun is already shining, and it's very beautiful. Like, damn, it's a beautiful day. And from the greatest or the most righteous people all the way down to the most wicked people, everyone will acknowledge when it's a beautiful day outside. You will acknowledge and appreciate it. Walk outside and it's a very beautiful day. Sun shining, blue skies, white clouds, birds chirping, insects moving about. You be like, man, it's a beautiful day outside. And it makes, even if you plan on staying inside, it makes you just appreciate it, being outside for that moment. The Lord compared that to a woman in her right mind doing what she's supposed to do. And verse 17, her beautiful face and attractive figure are as lovely as the light from the sacred lampstand in the temple. And like its gold shaft set on its silver base are her shapely legs and strong ankles. And which I don't know what all this is. Stay healthy. Oh, wait, this is the rest of it. I don't know why it has it set up like this. But I'll read some of it. It says, my child, stay healthy while you are young, and do not give your strength to strangers. Search the whole land for a fertile field and plant it with your own seed, trusting your own good stock. Then your children will survive and grow confident of their good family. Right. And that strong field is also representation of a woman. So now let's go back to the KJV, verse 17. As the clear light is upon the holy candlestick, so is the beauty of the face in ripe age. And yeah, that's a woman too. Like he said, a beautiful woman with a nice figure that has her right mind, that's taking care of her house. Man, this is that's why they call it the woman of your dreams. I mean, they also say the man of your dreams too, but a woman like that, man, you would never let her go. And then that's why the scripture also said, look, when you find a woman like that pleases you like that, man, you better put your own children in her, because if you don't, some other man eventually might will. You take her for yourself. Especially if she's single, of course. But let's get chapter 26. Chapter 25. This is Sirach chapter 25 and 1 in the GNT. People who deserve praise, there are three things in which I take special delight. Things that are beautiful to the Lord and people alike. Brothers who get along with each other, neighbors who are friends, and a married couple who are happy together. A married couple who are happy together. See, the Lord he loves this because he designed it to be this way. So a woman that's showing that appreciation, she's doing her part, he's doing her part. Here's the part. Him in that video, him doing his part made her extremely happy to say those words. And him hearing those words made him extremely happy for what he's doing for his family. And if you can hear it at the end of the video, he teared up. He started crying. It make you feel some type of way. I'm pretty sure, the women watched it. It made them feel some type of way. But especially a man, it make you feel some type of way just to hear that type of appreciation for another man. You happy for him. So, but if this is pleasing to the Lord, if it's pleasing unto us, how much more the Lord who created it to be that way? Now, let's go down. Starting at verse 7. I will tell you about 10 kinds of people that I feel fortunate to know, especially fortunate in the case of the 10th. Someone who takes pride in his children, someone who lives to see his enemies fall, which this is what we live in, to see the fall of our enemies. It says, a man fortunate enough to have an understanding wife, a married couple who are well matched. See, a man who has an understanding wife and a married couple that's well matched. Okay, I didn't even know I could click them numbers and it give me more understanding, or whatever else it's saying. But that's good to know. I finished the verse. It says, a person who never speaks sinfully, a person who doesn't have to work for someone less competent than himself. I'm just finish this out. Someone fortunate enough to have a real friend, a person that people are happy to listen to, and the really great one, someone who is wise. But the greatest of all is the person who fears Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua, you know? And that's where true wisdom lies at, fearing the Lord. Such a person has no equal because the fear of the Lord is the most important thing in the world. Now, going down, it says advice about women. And I don't know why verse 12 is not there, so I have to, let's see what verse 12 say. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of his love, and faith is the beginning of cleaving unto him. Now, is 13 there? Yeah. Back in the GNT, no wound is as serious as wounded love. No troubles are as serious as the troubles that women cause. And I'm reading the KJV. Give me any plague but the plague of the heart, and any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman. And I'm switching between both. Verse 14, GNT. No sufferings are worse than the sufferings caused by people who hate you. No revenge is worse than revenge taken by an enemy. So it says no sufferings are worse than the sufferings caused by people who hate you. And does it not say that our women hate us? Our women, starting with the so-called black women, they hate us. You know, they literally do. And they say it out of their own mouth. They show it in their actions that they hate us. You know, they're not for us. They're not on our side, you know, and that's why the scriptures consider them an enemy. Not every single last one of them, but for the most part, the majority of them, they are not on your side. It says, no poison is deadlier than the poison of a snake, and no anger is deadlier than the anger of a woman. I would rather live in a house with a lion or a dragon than a bad wife. And we starting to, you know, we understand, we experienced it. I say it like that. We have experienced why this was written. You know, many men have experienced this the hard way. It says, when a wife is in a bad mood, her expression changes until she looks like an angry bear. Right. And a lot of men, again, have experienced this the hard way. This is the opposite of what happens when a woman is, you know, in her right mind, showing appreciation for her husband. This is the type of behavior that's opposite to that. It says her husband has to go and eat with his neighbors where he can't hold back his bitter side. Right. A lot of men have experienced this. Compared with the troubles caused by a woman, any trouble looks small. May such women suffer the fate of sinners. Right. And it says troubles caused by a woman. A lot of men have been put to death or put in jail because of a woman. You know, you might have a man, he might, let's see. You might have to go buy a new transmission. You can't even get it rebuilt. You got to buy a new transmission or worry about trying to buy a new car so you can try to get to work and everything. So you trying to find other means to do what you need to do. You know, that's a financial issue. You know, if you don't just have it like that, that's a financial issue. But it said compared to the troubles caused by a woman, it's a lot of women that have committed adultery, and the man that they committed adultery with, either he got killed, or he wound up killing her husband, or she got killed, or nobody got killed, but the husband got put in jail, you know, or both. You know, it's so many situations that not only just affect somebody financially, physically, but also emotionally, psychologically. That type of situations, it affects men on multiple, it affects people on multiple levels. And not only just the people involved, it affects people that's associated with them, because the family of the woman, they know that she did wrong, but they still concerned about her well-being and her safety, you know, wanting to make sure that she doesn't, you know, nothing happens to her, regardless if she did wrong or not. And that's like that for every other family. They concerned with the people, they're the people that they care about that's involved. They don't want anything bad to happen to them, even though they're caught up in mess. So that's why I say, that's just an example. It says a quiet man living with a nagging wife is like an old man climbing up a sandy hill. Anytime you're trying to climb up some type of sand or something like that, you keep slipping down, you keep falling, you can't make it, and it gets tiresome. I think you even say that in the KJV. Well, no, I don't say tiresome, but it's the same. It's the same principle. It gets tiresome. You get tired of dealing with that. That's why I say a quiet man. Man is peaceful. He ain't really about all that noise and about that. He like a peaceful life. That these things are not well matched. They're opposites. It says, verse 21, never lose your head over a woman's beauty, and don't try to win a woman because she is wealthy. Let's see what they say in the KJV. Yeah, it's better than the KJV. Stumble not at the beauty of a woman, and desire her not for pleasure. Right. See, it says, desire her not for pleasure. Many men have fell victim to this, and so many situations have came out of this. They dealt with this woman, they probably wanted to get with her, and then they got her, and then she just turned out to be a bad woman. She's not a good wife. She's not wife material. Or you got with this woman, now you got her pregnant, and now she done put you on child support, or even if she didn't, you got her pregnant, you trying to, there's so many situations, you trying to deal with her, and she's not a good mother, she's not nurturing, she's not a good wife, she's immature, she's loose. It's so many situations that men have found themselves in, so many stories. You can't even keep up with the stories. So many different outcomes that has happened. The scriptures tell you, look, don't trip on a woman just because she fine, or because she look good to you, and don't be trying to get with her just for pleasure. Oh, the diseases, that's a whole nother topic. Going back to the G&T, verse 22. When a man is supported by his wife, there is sure to be anger, arrogance, and humiliation. So if a woman is financially supporting you, because these women, they got it in their mind, they ain't supposed to help no man. For the most part, they not supposed to help you. You supposed to provide and support them regardless of the circumstances. Now here it is, we've been in captivity the whole time. The odds been against the Israelite man, started with the so-called black man the whole time, and Esau has not made it any easier. He has shown no mercy. He's literally shown no mercy to the Israelite man. And things have not gotten better. It's gotten worse. It's really gotten worse. Even though it might have gotten better to a certain degree. But that's because this man had a whole agenda. At least at least before our people were together and the women was on your side. But see, it might got a little bit easier for men to be able to take care of stuff. But now the women is not on your side no more. He done took your woman away from you. So it's not really much better. He done took your kids away from you. So now you can't even raise your family. On top of the jobs and the pay, everything is already harder for the Israelite man, starting with the so-called black man. So but Esau put our women in positions where they make more money than you. They get in the bag. So now they thinking that they deserve a man who's making that around that type of money. And if they don't get with that man, they're not satisfied. So that's why I say there should be anger, arrogance, and humiliation, especially from the woman. And she will put you out there. She will put your business out there. She doing this and she doing that. You broke. You can't, they will do that. That's why, like even now with the whole SNAP benefits, or women, especially so-called black women, they've been losing their job all year long. That's why so many men are finally opening up about, it's good for them. It's good that they're experiencing this, because the men have been experiencing these women being evil towards them all this time, all these years. Verse 23, a bad wife will make her husband gloomy and depressed. See, But we just read, wrong thing. Going back to here, it said they can fight depression. See? Improve mental health. Appreciation combat feelings of loneliness and depression by providing emotional support and a sense of belonging. But as the scriptures say, a bad wife will make her husband gloomy and depressed and break his heart going into his mind. Show me a timid man who can never make up his mind, and I will show you a wife who doesn't make her husband happy. Right. And we see that's our all-time high in Babylon the Great America. Divorce is at an all-time high. And I forgot the percentage, but I think it's anywhere between 60 to 90% of the divorces are initiated by a woman. It's over half. Men are definitely on the lower end of that. 60 to 90% of the divorces are initiated by women. I can't remember the exact percentage. That's why I say I will show you a wife who doesn't make her husband happy. This is the complete opposite of how you are designed to be. Sin began with a woman, and we must all die because of her. Don't let a bad wife have her way any more than you will allow water to leak from your cistern. If she will not do as you tell her, divorce her. And that a mindset is definitely applicable for the times we in. If you got a woman and she just ain't doing what she ain't doing what you tell her to do, you trying to set up, you trying to make a plan so that y'all can be taken care of. She just not on the program, man. Look, get rid of her. Don't deal with her. And the men, the brothers have already advocated, have already stressed more than enough not to get married in Americans' culture, because it's not going to end well for you. So, Lord will, this is an edifying lesson. On that note, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah, double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS that rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to all the brothers out there pushing this word of sincerity and the truth. Shalom to the brothers, sisters, and children out there keeping this word of sincerity and the truth. Until next time, shalom.